How has COVID-19 affected you mentally? And as you were manager at a club, how did it affect training?
When lockdown became reality towards the end of March, I went to watch a game at St Ives because we were due to play St Ives on the Saturday, and the league was suspended on the Thursday. But St Ives were at home to Hinsford on the Tuesday, so I got a ticket, drove down, watched the game, did a report, and then got told on the Thursday that the league season's going to be suspended. So first thoughts were, when's it going to restart? What preparation do we need to do with the players? How are we going to plan fitness regimes? How are we going to make sure that when it does restart, we're ready to go? And then pretty quickly, it became clear that it was going to be a struggle to complete the season. And then it ended up, that was it, null and void.
As you were manager at the time of obviously the uncertainty of how the league was going to finish, so if it was going to do like a project restart like the Premier League did, would you have stayed as Banbury United manager, or would your contract still be void?
To keep it quite simple, my contract had run out. I was very keen to remain at the football club. As I said, we were in a fantastic run of form. We were on the fringe of the playoffs. I looked at the fixtures, and we probably could have achieved something, finishing in the playoffs. The decision was mine to leave ultimately. I really wish I'd have stayed because that was my preference. But sometimes things are taken out of your hand and you have to make a stance, and you have to be loyal to your vows and your beliefs, and that's what I was. So I moved on. It's quite a long time out of it now, and Andy Wing's taken over, and he's now steering the ship. So somebody else has got the opportunity to make Banbury United an even better football club than they currently are.
I'm guessing you haven't found another new managerial position. What would you need to be assured of to take another job?
There have been jobs available, and I have had a couple of interviews. When a manager leaves his position early in the season, it's because the team's not doing well. But that wasn't the case. So there were 3 jobs in particular that I applied for. If I run a football club, I would want to have some input. It's my money. It's funding the playing budget and probably trying to achieve success. So I would expect as the manager for us to have lots of conversations, lots of questions from him or her to say, why did you pick that team and why have you not selected that player recently? I think if it's a club run by a group of directors who are supporters themselves, who have no financial input into the football club, so they're not donating monies per week to keep the club going, then I think that's probably a different relationship. I think that would be my point of view. You need to get on and do the job the best you can, and if you need some support, then we'll offer that support. So it's all different. You just have to work with, it's like any job, you have to work with the people that are with you on a day-to-day basis. But there will be situations where if somebody gets involved in trying to pick the team, or have a say on selection policy, or bringing players in that I don't particularly value, then that's another conversation that you have.
But say, because obviously Banbury was ideal for you as you work in Banbury, if you find another job, say in, I don't know, Kings Lynn, would you have to relocate your day job as well? Or?
If it's a full-time job, if it's a full-time football job, then I would relocate. But I've been out scouting recently, watching games at Steps 2 in the National League South, and some of those trips have been 2.5 hours on a Tuesday night. Getting there, leaving home at 5:15, getting to a venue at 20 to 8, leaving there at 20 to 10, and getting home at 11:15. So fortunately, the M25 is quite clear at the moment. So it's okay. But okay, but if it's worth doing, then you get it done basically.
So you were Banbury manager for 5 years, if I'm not being wrong. What is your favourite memory of being the manager there?
I did actually think about this. And so the first one was being offered the job. To actually have a call from a board member to say, Mike, that we've interviewed X amount and we'd like to offer you the job was nice.
Thanks a lot for doing this. Much appreciated.
No problem. I hope it helps you.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
And good luck with it.